Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Brian here. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. It's still pretty cold outside in Pennsylvania. Um, Next week is supposed to start warming up a little bit, high 40s, low 50s, sunny, so that's pretty good. So, before we start this video, I wanted to make a comment. We lost a subscriber. I'm sad, whomever he or she was. I'm sorry to see you go. Hope we didn't offend you. Hope I didn't offend you or upset you or weird you out or whatever. But you know what? It is what it is. Oh, I've always said this: is I'd rather have 5 subscribers and be able to make videos about whatever I want and have tons of people offended, but and be enjoying my videos and stuff, than have 500 subscribers and just keeping quiet and watching what I'm saying and stuff. So I try to say that you will be deeply missed to whoever you are. Hope you'll come back someday, but I'm sorry that we failed you in this. But to my other 93 subs, I want to thank you all for subscribing. And I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you all, even the trolls and the haters. I appreciate everyone on this channel. So I just want to put that out there. We're almost at 100 subs, 7 to go. So please keep this up. I really appreciate it. So, thanks everybody. I really do appreciate it, and I love you all very much. I know people don't take you seriously. Oh, you never met us. Or like, I genuinely do love the 93 of you because you've taken the time to subscribe to this channel, and I have deep respect for you all, and I really do genuinely love you all. So thank you so much for subscribing. So alright, in this video we're going to be talking about John Stossel when he went into some charter schools. I'm going to do a couple of these videos because there's a couple different video clips and stuff of him, and he sits down and talks to some principals. He also talks to some students, and he goes around and talks what the school does and stuff. So we're gonna do this reaction to this video. I'm gonna pause it every so often throughout it, and then towards the end I'll make a little comment what my thoughts and stuff are. So, as always, let's get right into it. And in the meantime, if you are new to the channel and you like what you see, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button, ding that bell. And I hope you'll leave a comment, share, and subscribe. Alright everyone, and let's get right into this video.
California?
Yes. Nate, what's up?
School spending has tripled over the past 40 years. We now spend much more than other countries, but what do we get? Fancier schools, more assistant principals, but student learning? No improvement. Look at it. There's the line. For 40 years, scores have been flat. Much more money.
Well, it's even worse than that now. The past 5 years or so, this is about 13 years old, or 14 years old. Keep forgetting it's 2024. The numbers are actually dropping. You're seeing less and less kids pass the minimum basic skills test. Reading scores are going down. Science scores, math scores are going down. History scores are going down. And you're also seeing less and less kids graduate. That's been a trend over the past 5 years. Actually, 2023 was the first year that it would actually stay the same as 2022. Since I believe 2013, that you stopped seeing students actually keep dropping out and failing and stuff. So yeah, I agree with John Stossel on that. You know what? It's like, all these schools will spend all this money on athletic directors and more assistant principals and special ed supervisors and all that, and brand new fancy schools. Those are renovate the buildings that they currently have and add additions to them, or all this technology and Chromebooks and smart boards and Promethean boards and putting TVs in the classrooms and all this stuff, and it's only making things worse. To me, I think technology is honestly making school worse. Well, that's for another video, but yeah, John Stossel is 100% right about that. We're spending more and more on schools, yet we're getting worse and worse results. I mean, that's like building a brand new house every year, spending more and more money on it, but yet the house is looking cheaper and getting worse each year. I mean, that's just how it is.
No improvement. This is awful. But there is some good news. Around America, some very cool things are starting to happen. But school is boring.
No!
Yes, it is. I know. I went to school. Grade school was boring. So was high school. So was Princeton. Except for the party parts. But 4th grade, you have to learn reading and writing. That's...
In all honesty, I substitute. I'm a substitute teacher's aide. I've been doing it for 2 to 3 weeks now. But I'd love to have kids like that in some of my classes. I mean, just they're listening and everything, like, say about school. But I will agree with John Stossel on that too. That 4th grade, it wasn't my worst year in school, but 4th grade is definitely in the top 3. My worst year of school was 9th grade, but I would have to say 4th grade is probably a close second or maybe third. I don't know, 10th grade's pretty high up there too, but Yeah, I'm gonna have to say fourth grade is probably number two, but yeah, it was just not a fun year. Actually, no, fourth grade's number three. First grade's my second worst, but yeah, you know, yikes, it's rough. I mean, at least these kids are enjoying their school.
It's work.
Reading is work, but it's rockin' awesome.
Rockin' awesome? And these kids say school is fun?
Yes.
How is it fun to learn?
They just teach us in a fun way.
So you guys look forward to going to school in the morning?
Yeah.
These kids attend one of those new charter schools.
Yeah, I mean, there was actually 1 year of school that I actually looked forward to going to school every single day. I mean, obviously in high school and stuff, there were days I looked forward to going to school because we were doing something in class that was going to be fun, or my friends and stuff, but the only year that I actually almost every single day, and obviously not every single day, but almost every single day of the year that I actually looked forward to going to school was 8th grade, you know. Shout out to the Springford 8th grade center and all these staff members. I actually subbed there a couple times. They're awesome there. To all the teachers, I'm not going to say their names on here, but to the principal and all the teachers and stuff that work there and assistants and lunch ladies, I mean, you're all awesome. I mean, it's just an amazing school. Just shout out to that. Yeah, I mean, that was probably my favorite year of school.
Schools. Free public schools, but their charter lets the schools escape the bureaucracy of regular schools, including teachers' union rules. This school enrolls the inner city kids bureaucrats label at risk of failure. But these kids learn.
Devin is 100% on top of her game right now.
Going to our school is a ticket to educational success.
This woman runs several charter schools. All get outstanding test scores.
You do this all with the same money the public schools get?
We actually do it with less, 4 and 6.
See, the thing that you got to point out is, yes, that is true, because charter schools are more structured and they're more about education and stuff. But you also do, I do want to point this out. A lot of times, kids that have learning disabilities and behavior issues and stuff, charter schools do not accept them. So I just want to put that out there. I mean, I'm very much pro charter school. I think charter schools are awesome. But I just want to point that there. There's a lot of charter schools that don't accept kids with behavior issues, and also kids that are like have learning disabilities and stuff. I'm not saying all charter schools are like that, but there's a lot, especially in my area, that do that. So I just want to put that out there.
$6,000 less per child.
How? For less money do they get the kids so interested?
You're interested in math? And
Yes. Reading, writing.
Learning is work. The school day here is longer.
You see, it's all about. Oh, I can say this. I mean, I'm relatively new in subbing and stuff, but when I was a student, the teachers that always keep you the most entertained are the teachers that are like just random. Like I had a science teacher in 8th grade. This man was wild. He was extremely strict, extremely loud, but his lessons were like very entertaining. I also had an art teacher in 8th grade that was like that, and a tech ed teacher. All very entertaining lessons. Very strict, but all very entertaining lessons. I had a math teacher in 8th grade that was like that. I mean, her lessons were kind of boring. I kind of say they were fun now, but in high school, I had two teachers. A world history teacher and a math teacher that were, pretty fun. It's really about the persistency. Like the other day, I subbed at the high school that I actually went to. And there's a teacher there. I'm not going to say his name on here. He wasn't my teacher, but he teaches 10th grade world history, and he was pretty good. I mean, the students seemed pretty entertained with the lesson. I mean, that's what you want to do. You have to keep the students entertained. Unfortunately, there's so many teachers out there and assistants and stuff that will just say, oh, the assignment's on Canvas, or the assignment's on the school website, or oh, here's your paperwork, or when they are teaching the lesson, it'll be so boring where you're dozing off, falling asleep, or where you're just asking you to go to the bathroom, get out of it. I mean, like, in all honesty, yeah, I've had some really strict teachers in my time, but all the really strict ones were like the most entertaining ones. Like, you actually like had entertainment. Like, I'm gonna make a video actually talking about like my school history and stuff. Actually, when I got sent on return to school, yeah, I was sent on return to school. It's a whole different video though, but yeah, I'm gonna make a video of that. Maybe I'll do that next. Maybe that'll be the next video on the channel. But yeah, it's all about. I mean, I'm planning on going to college next year. I'm not decided which college I'm gonna go to, but to become a teacher, and you have to keep the kids entertained. I mean, this is coming from someone who's just out of high school, hasn't even been a year yet. Entertain them, especially on the levels of like below 10th grade. Like, you want to keep the students entertained. Like you want to like make the class fun. You got to be stern and strict, but you also want to be fun. Like, you have to keep things entertaining for the students. To keep things entertaining, they're going to be focused. If you're not going to keep them entertaining, they're going to fail.
Kids often stay till 5 p.m. Charter teachers can be asked to work more than the union would have allowed. They told us they don't mind.
But you're going to burn out. Why aren't you ticked off?
That's not an option for us because we kind of have our eye on the prize with these kids.
They use all sorts of new teaching techniques. Sometimes teachers wear earpieces during class, and then they're coached by their bosses.
What are they telling you?
They're telling me things that I don't see. If I don't think of a great question in the moment, my principal's able to kind of feed that to me through the earpiece.
We kind of view teachers as athletes.
You see, I like that a lot. You know, how most principals are, not saying all like this, but most principals nowadays are always in their office, on the computer, or on the phone, or doing something that they're not supposed to be. Having them coaching stuff in the class, like noticing something like, oh, if the student's doing that, you can tell the teacher to call them out. Or like, oh, ask this question. Like, I think that's very good. You know, no wonder why these schools are doing well.
Athletes in the Olympics, and they need constant support and coaching to be at the top of their game.
Kids at this school constantly wave their hands around. It confused me, but then the students explained it's what they call active listening. Instead of interrupting class to blurt out, say, "Can I go to the bathroom?" or "I agree with that," the students make hand gestures.
What's the symbol for agree?
Okay, you see, that's too far. You know, like, that is just too much. Like, listen, you obviously don't blurt out, "Can I go to the bathroom?" You either raise your hand and say, "Hey," you either raise your hand and say, "May I use the bathroom?" Or you go up to the teacher. Like, it's as simple as that. You, like, that stuff right there, that's irritating, honestly. Like, that, like, come on, you're doing everything else great. Why, that's just irritating.
Oh, high test scores made these charters so popular that parents line up, hoping to get their kids admitted.
This line goes on and on. Forever. Goes around the block.
So many applicants, but not that many spaces.
So, what do you do when you have thousands of people? Just a few hundred slots? They hold a lottery.
The winners are happy. Sadly, there are many more losers. On the other end of America, in Oakland, California, another charter chain gets similar top results using different methods.
Here's what I say. Give me the worst school in Oakland. Black, Mexican, polka dot. Give us the worst school anywhere in America. And we'll take it and we'll outperform the other schools in 5 years.
Ben Chavis created the model of the American Indian public charter schools, right in the heart of a rough neighborhood.
Now, these are hard workers here.
The kids at American Indian schools now have some of the highest test scores in California.
And you can do that on the same amount the state gives every school.
We get less. We get less than every other school.
The kids in American Indian public charter schools are scoring so far above the average for the state for public school children that there isn't even a word for it.
They use different techniques from the charters in Harlem. Here at American Indian, they pay some kids to tutor other kids.
We hire our students and we pay them.
You see, that would be awesome. I mean, that would motivate kids. Like, it's kind of like a job. You know, you're tutoring other kids. I mean, that would be awesome. Schools, come on. Instead of spending all this money on athletic coaches or more assistant principals or renovating your buildings and stuff, like, do that. Like, and I want to say this. So, at the place where I went to 8th grade, I keep bringing this up. They're talking about tearing that building down or doing a total renovation of that building. Instead of focusing on real issues like paying your teachers more investment in the students, stuff like that, they're talking about building a new building. But that's just a waste. I know that's not relevant to what I was just saying, but that's just a waste. Do something like that instead. I'm just saying.
Pay them. They're excited. They're going to make some money.
Chavis is politically incorrect.
What you going to study? Science? A Mexican in science? Yeah, good for you, honey. You'll be a rare bird.
He's been criticized for imposing strict...
Okay, you know what? That, you probably shouldn't say that. You know, I give the man courage that at least he has the balls to say something like that. Like, he doesn't care what people think, but you really shouldn't be saying something like that to a student. I mean, that's just, that's not right. I mean, that's like saying, oh, like, do you have a fat kid? Oh, you're gonna you're going to be in the Olympics. Like, that's one of, like, you just shouldn't say that.
Strict rules.
You got trouble, didn't you, boy?
They're stricter because they really want us to succeed.
A teacher made this student do push-ups in the hallway because he didn't follow directions.
You actually have to try hard when you're here.
I hate Saturday school.
Oh my god. My other school, we didn't have as much homework. We had like 1 page of homework, but then here we have 6 subjects of homework. And then the teachers were a lot nicer, and here they're a lot meaner.
Meaner, and yet no student's been expelled since the school.
You see, to me, there's 2 versions of strict and mean. And I have a friend who can probably agree with me on this. There's the strict and mean that, like, you can tell by the end of the year that this person, yeah, this guy or this chick, they were an asshole, or he was an asshole, or she was a bitch, pardon my French, or they were super annoying, or they were just way too strict, rude, whatever. But you can usually see by the end of the year, or maybe it takes a couple school years after, you can look back and say, you know what, that person was really trying to help me. He or she really wanted me to succeed in life, in school and life. But then there's also the other kind of strict that's like, well, this person's just on a power trip. Which, unfortunately, you have that. This person's just on a power trip. This person is just unhappy with their life, or they like to see kids suffer. Like to me, that there's 2 types of strict. And I still say that as an adult. I'm seeing more and more, like strictness for goodness, for the students to succeed and stuff. But there's definitely still out there the pettiness. I call it petty strict. Petty. Doing it out of spite strict.
Began in 2000.
No way! I love fools. I love the kids who get in trouble. Because you can take a kid who's acting like a fool or gets in trouble and use them as an example.
It's cruel, your critics say. We have a 6th grade student acts up in class, he'll be sent to sit on the floor in an 8th grade class.
Yes, that's true. And embarrassment keeps people in line, whether we want to admit it or not.
Even gym class.
I trillion percent agree with him. That's why Joey Clark was so successful. And I had an 8th grade friend, so I know I keep bringing up the 8th grade center. You know, humiliation and embarrassment, you know, we don't like to admit it, and it's wrong and everything, but it works. I mean, if, for example, like, if you are, let's say you're in a school and you're in 9th grade and you're being really bad, and they decide that they're going to send you to a 12th grade class and you're going to sit on the floor in the front of the class and, like, be humiliated, yes, that's wrong. Like, it's kind of it's not abusive, but, like, that would get you in line. I'm sure that you wouldn't act up again. Like that. Man, this guy's a good principal. Like, this guy, I wish he'd be one of my principals.
Class is strict.
At my old school, we play games every PE. But here, it's either running for 10 minutes or running around the block.
You fire people at your schools.
They should be fired.
You fired a teacher after 1 day.
She's incompetent.
You could tell in 1 day.
You see, I love that. You see, the thing is, listen, no one should be being fired for no reason, but a principal like him, whether it be a public school, a charter school, a religious school, whatever, at the end of the day, the principal should have the most say. Principal should have the most say. I don't care. Principal should be able to fire a teacher if they want to, an assistant, a lunch lady, a custodian, a secretary, a counselor, a therapist, a special ed teacher, a special ed supervisor, an assistant principal. The head principal at the end of the day is the one in charge. They're the one in charge of the building. Unfortunately, nowadays, you have so many public schools where everyone but the principal is in charge. You have the teachers' unions, you have the teachers, the students. Like, at the end of the day, the teachers are employees of the principal. They can be fired. You don't do your job at McDonald's, you get fired. You don't do your job at Burger King, you get fired. You don't do your job if you're a porn star, you get fired. You don't do your job if you're an actor, you get fired. You don't do your job if you're a doctor, no one's going to come to you. You don't do your job if you're an electrician, you get fired. All these things, you get fired. So you're a teacher, you're not teaching properly, you're being lazy, whatever, you get fired. That was Joe Clark's method, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, she's incompetent.
Last year, I thought I was going to get fired a few times. If I'm not doing a good job, it's over. And it could happen at the drop of a dime.
That's not true at most government-run schools, especially union ones. Union teachers are happy that they can't be suddenly fired. But these charter teachers can be. You can get canned in a moment. Does it bother you?
If I'm not doing my job, per se, and I was fired for that, so be it.
If I was a doctor and I wasn't good, I mean, I wouldn't have a job. No one would come to me, right?
I would hope not.
That beautiful woman is very right. You know, it's any job. You don't do your job, you get fired. I mean, this isn't my job, but let's say one day I do have 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm making money off YouTube. If my videos start sucking really badly or whatever, they're going to start unsubscribing. I'm going to lose my job. I mean, I don't do this for money now, but I'm just saying, I mean, you do your job, you don't get fired. You don't do your job, you get fired. That's how it is. I mean, I don't know why public school teachers, or in public school in general, are think that they're, like, just exempt. Like, it's just ridiculous to think that.
You cannot maintain quality unless you can fire people, says this charter founder.
It's as many as we must and as little as we can.
Have you fired more than 10?
In 3 schools in 8 years, yes.
But while bad teachers might get fired, good teachers are given freedom.
They can choose their textbooks, their teaching methods, as long as they, every quarter and every year, make sure that the students are learning what they need to learn at the end of the day.
In Harlem, 43% of 8th graders get passing grades on state math tests. 100% of her kids pass.
Okay, well, that goes back to the question of how many kids have learning disabilities and IEPs and behavior issues and stuff. So that's the only question I question about that. But I mean, I'm like this charter school that wherever like that guy, like I 100% want to work there and be a student. I mean, it's just structure, and structure works. Yeah, I mean that's charter school. I mean, I'd say they're doing a 9 out of 10 approach. I mean, the only thing that I disagree with per se is that principal of that school should probably not be saying things to students like that what he is, but you know, like accountability, strictness, structure for showing that teachers and students are one body. They are below the principal. Like I like that. That's I can agree with that a lot. All right, everyone, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I really appreciate you all watching this video. 93 subs, keep it up. So as always, the huge. It was like this video, please share this video, please leave a comment on this video, please favorite this video, and most importantly, please subscribe to the channel. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching, God bless you, I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice night everybody, bye bye.